The bitter reality of what modern dating has become. Miami, Florida. Let's go ahead and get right into this video. Let's break down why these women do what they do, why they think what they think, how it can prevent you from getting into a bad relationship. I'm going to break down all of that today, all right? So stick around. This is for educational purposes only, okay? For those of you guys who say that I'm hating on women, all right? Let's get right into it, baby.
What's your age?
I'm 25.
Are you single?
I'm in a relationship.
Whoa! I ain't even noticed what's going on here. You in a relationship, but your man's okay with you leaving out the house like that? Hey, yo. These men nowadays, man. Crazy.
Is it long distance?
No, it's not long distance.
How long have you been with your man?
Like a year and a half. Yeah.
Does your man know you leave the house dressed like this with duct tape as a belt?
And he doesn't care about how you came out tonight with your girls?
No, not at all. Like, we're very comfortable. Like, we're starting a company together and everything. We're very much comfortable. And, you know, we have a lot of confidence in a relationship. So I go out all the time. I'm always outside.
Right.
Okay, but that's not what we're talking about, miss. We're talking about your nipples hanging out, the pepperonis. What's going on with those? Your man's okay with that? I'm sure he is, because he probably saw you leave the house and he said, go ahead, baby. Just show every other man what's mine. Go ahead and show them, you know, put it all on advertising. Put it all out there on display. Hopefully one of them can come home tonight and I can sit in the corner and watch him plow you. Yes, baby, you go do that.
Now, in your mind, why do you feel like most men wouldn't be comfortable with their woman coming out dressed as you are?
What are you saying about how I'm dressed?
Come on, let's not act stupid here. That's the thing about women sometimes. They want to act stupid. Oh, I don't get dressed for men. I get dressed for myself. See, at least a man will tell you, shit, I get fly for the bitches. Straight up. You know, part of it is, okay, yeah, I want to look good. But the other half, right, is to attract women. So let's be honest. Women will always say, oh, you know, I'm not really getting dressed for a man. I'm getting dressed for myself. This guy just asked her, so why are you dressed the way you're dressed? What are you saying about how I'm dressed? What? Come on now. Let's stop sugarcoating shit. Just get to the point.
I'm saying that your nipples are out.
Ooh.
I mean, shit. I feel like it's because most men are like uncomfortable. And I feel like when you view women.
Let's hear the gaslighting that's about to come out of her mouth. The same gaslighting that she uses for her husband or her man or whatever the case may be. Let's hear it. This is how she convinced her man.
As like property rather than their like individual.
Oh.
And I feel like when you view women as like property rather than their like individual beings, like you get possessive over like how they creatively express themselves. Cause I feel like fashion is a way I express myself. And, you know, my boyfriend being chill with whatever I wear, like it makes me happy because then I get to be myself. And I feel like that's all you want in a relationship at the end of the day. Like two people being their full self, but still like loving together, growing together, you know.
So,
Beautiful.
But ultimately, if your man felt like you were being disrespectful.
What about if, you know, I wear, transparent pants and my dick is just flopping around for the ladies to see? What do you think about that? Sounds like a good idea? Yeah? Let's do it. Woo! No, come on. This is BS. Men are going to be looking at your nipples and you're literally showing them. There is nothing left to the imagination. You can see it all. You see all of it. So, hey, if that beta guy wants to be okay with that, okay. But listen, I would never accept no shit like that. Listen, you want to do that? Go for it. As an adult, you do whatever you want. Any adult does whatever they want. I don't agree with certain shit, and that's okay. But you're an adult. That's your choices. As an adult, you make your own choices. So if a woman wants to go do that, go for it. No problem. But you're not going to do it with me.
Is that something that you would acknowledge, or would you just go for somebody who didn't feel that way?
I feel like if a man were to feel like me expressing myself fashionably is disrespectful, then he wouldn't be my man. Yeah.
How long you been together?
6 years.
6 years.
How old are you?
32.
Do you trust each other? Swap phones.
23.
So how old were you?
I should react to some of those. The good old swap phone videos. Oh, that'll be a good one. Oh, yeah. I'm going to look some of those up. Swap phones loyalty test. We're going to react to those.
When you met?
She was 17. I was 26 or 27. But we were friends for a good while, too, which I think is really important for any strong relationship, for it to actually start off as like a strong friendship. Obviously, that's not like how it works with most relationships, but with us, it really worked out well. We were both in a really toxic relationship, so we resonated with each other a lot. Neither one of us kind of knew what our next move would be. She was able to give me really good, solid advice from a female perspective, and I was able to give her as best of advice as I could give her from a male perspective.
Well, how could you be friends when you're 26 and she's 17?
I think we had a lot in common.
He was 26 and she was 17? Brother, what's going on here, man? Chris Hansen? You need me to call Skeet Hansen? You need me to call Vitaly? You need me to call Predator Poachers? Who do you need me to call here, brother? What's going on?
Right off the bat was really close with our mom and dad. We all went to the gym, same gym together. We all had a lot of core values that resonated with each other. So I think just organically over time, things just made more and more sense.
How'd they react to you when you guys started dating?
My mom loved him. She was like, he is like the nicest guy. My dad was like, this is weird, like, to admit. He's like, I really like your friend that you brought over, because he was my friend in the beginning. And it's one of those things where, like, I think with maybe other people, you can see such an age gap, but with us, if you saw us two, it just, like, made sense. You wouldn't really second guess it. It just, like, it wasn't as drastic as it sounds.
What's your age?
28.
Are you single?
Yep.
Do you think dating has gotten easier for you now at 28 than it was when you were at 22?
Probably the same.
Why do you say that?
I just haven't noticed much of a difference.
So you feel just as desired right now that you did when you were 21?
Yeah.
As long as she got the milk jugs out, right? She got the whole milk jugs out shit, of course guys are going to be going after that. When you got it all on display, men are going to be hitting on you. As long as you don't look fucking old as fuck and super fat, I don't think women will really struggle too much when they're 30, 35. I think it just depends on how you take care of yourself. Now, if you're smoking cigarettes all day, every day for 20 years, then shit, you might have a rougher time when you're older.
But do you think 28-year-old men are going for women who are your age or younger?
Yes. I mean, a lot of 28-year-old men are still interested in me. I don't know what to tell you.
But men in general.
Yeah. I think you may have a point when it's a little bit older, but in like 28 age range, I don't think it has the effect that you're...
28 is not really much. She seems a little defensive, though. She thinks he's calling her old or some shit.
Thinking it does.
Okay. And that's in your experience.
And that's also what the data bears out.
Okay, what does the data say?
So, I mean, there was a recent study with Corinne Lowe. I'm actually about to go and debate, you know who Rollo and Michael Sartain are?
Yeah, of course.
I'm about to go debate them on Fresh and Fit. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
That's
I'm
what's
about
up.
to have the same conversation. So there was a recent study done with Corinne Lowe. She's an economist, and she was looking at when guys want kids, they're looking for younger women, but when they had kids or they didn't want kids, they just looked at how attractive the woman is. They didn't really care about age.
How do you feel about her having guy friends?
That's totally cool.
I've always had guy friends. He's met every single guy friend.
That man has been programmed by the Matrix. That man was successfully programmed. She successfully gaslit him. She successfully told him, baby, there's nothing to worry about. They're just my friends. I don't like them. I'm not attracted to them. I know he's ripped. I know he's extremely muscular. I know he's a fucking Chad. And I know we hang out at 1 in the morning and 2 in the morning in the backseat of my car, and we just like to chill there. I just like to lay on his shoulders while we listen to music. And he happens to take off his clothes because he might get a little hot, and I get a little hot as well. So I take off my clothes, but we're not doing anything, babe. We're just friends. And he says, so there's nothing going on? There's nothing going on, babe. You're just overthinking. There's nothing wrong. We're literally just friends. That's it. I would never in a million years want anything to do with him. Okay, baby. All right. No problem.
I've had.
I had
Well,
girlfriends.
some of my guy
she had
friends
guy
has
friends,
literally watched his dog.
His dog.
Okay. So you don't care if she were to spend time with them one-on-one?
No, I think that's insecure if you do.
Same for him.
Okay. How is that?
Insecure? That is not insecure. Insecure is, babe, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. I gotta see your phone. Oh, why are you hanging out with those guys? Why are you hanging out with those guys? That's insecure. When you don't set boundaries, when you don't set a standard and you don't set boundaries, and then you go trying to constantly control that woman and control her. Babe, why are you going out there? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Now you're insecure. You know what being secure is having boundaries, having set standards for what you want out of your woman. So saying, hey, listen, you can be my woman, free will, free range, no problem. But listen, no male friends. If you want to be my woman. If you don't, no problem. Have all the male friends that you want. But if you want to be my woman, no male friends. That's not insecure. That's called having boundaries. And if the woman chooses to accept to be in your life, then that's just the boundaries she has to be within. And if she crosses those boundaries, then she can go. There's no insecurity there. It's simply all about respect. It's simply about you letting her know, listen, those guys, all they want to do is fuck you. The only reason why they're not doing that is because you're not giving them the chance to. But the moment you give them the opportunity, they're on that. And women know this too. So as a man, you got to have standards, or else your woman's going to be hanging out on one-on-ones with her guy friends. Come on now.
Insecurity.
There's no insecurity.
I'm just secure with who I am. I'm secure in the relationship. And as long as you're secure in the relationship, everything works out.
You don't think her being in that environment with another man one-on-one would create a bridge between you two?
No, because at the end of the day, relationships are all about trust. And if you don't trust your person, you shouldn't be with them, right? So if you trust them enough to be in a relationship, in a one-on-one situation with a male figure, whatever, doesn't really matter. If those friendships existed before me, who am I to say no, right? At the end of the day, as a man, it's about being confident. And if you're confident enough, it doesn't matter.
But why would your woman want to spend time with another man one-on-one if she has you?
Exactly. If your woman has you, she should be infatuated with you. She should be in love with you. When a woman is in love with you, all those small little friendships that she has with guys who obviously she's not going to let them fuck, but they're so attracted to her, she doesn't even care about them. Because when you set that boundary of, listen, it's me or the guy friends. If you're with me, no guy friends. If not, go ahead and have them. She has the option to choose. When she's in love with you, she's not going to give you this bullshit about, oh no, my friends stay. Your friends stay? All right, no problem. Go with them. See, the woman who's in love with you doesn't need to have attention from all these other guys, because that's all she's getting. These other guys are not giving her no dick. But what are they doing? They're giving her attention. So she wants the attention of other men as opposed to your attention. When a woman is in love with you, all she cares about is your attention. She doesn't care about the attention of other men.
Let me ask you a
Because it's
question.
called
Do you have any friends that are
Baby,
females?
we gotta go. The
No.
Uber is here.
You don't have any friends that are females?
No.
Well, I feel bad for you.
What's your age?
I'm 28.
Are you single?
Yeah,
Why do you think that is?
because I don't want to date anybody right now. I literally moved to Miami 2 weeks ago. I'm focusing on my career. So,
You don't think that makes you more masculine, though?
no, not really. I want to date eventually. Just right now, I'd rather come to the table with something in a relationship.
So do you want to make more than the man, or does the man have to make more than you?
A relationship's a team. So if I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't want to like make more than a man probably just because I don't want to emasculate them for sure. But a relationship's a team, and if my guy were to like lose his job, I wouldn't have a problem, carrying the workload for a while.
But you think he would still be acting like a man if he was emasculated?
I guess it kind of depends. If it's temporary, then it wouldn't be a problem. But I wouldn't want to emasculate my man. That's for sure.
What you dislike about your ex?
What do I dislike about my exes?
Yeah.
One of them didn't work at
Damn.
all. I broke up with him for that. He lost his job, and I was carrying the.
Yeah, bro. A woman will only stay with you for so long. Without losing respect for you, if you lose your job, you can't be sitting on the couch saying, "Oh yeah, I just don't really want to work at that job. Oh, but well, what about this job? I just don't really want to work at that job. That's not really my type of job. Well, what about that one? Well, I don't know. I don't really want to work at that job." Stop being a lazy bum. Get up off your ass and put your pride to the side and go work whatever the fuck you have to work so that you can pay the damn bills. Stop worrying about, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. There's needs and there's wants. As a man, you have to be able to put your wants to the side to make sure that your needs are met. You can't put your wants over your needs. So if you need to pay the bills and you lose your job and your job was just how you liked it and now you can't find one like the one that you like, fuck your wants. Do what you need to do. I don't give a fuck if you have to go work at McDonald's. You gotta do what you have to do as a man. And women know this, and they will lose respect for you if they start to see you just laying on the couch doing nothing, not applying to no jobs, not trying to figure something out, not having no sense of urgency. And she's going to start to feel it when she has to start paying for everything. She's going to start being more masculine. She's going to start giving you more, talking back and all that shit because she doesn't respect you as a man.
A team for like over a year, and I was like, okay, can't do this.
So he was on a time clock.
Yeah, definitely. You got like a year to get your shit together. Get out.
But do you think he would have left you if you lost your job?
I think so too. Yeah.
But it's a man's job to provide.
He definitely didn't see it that way
Why do you say that?
because he wasn't providing. I was carrying everything. That's what.
Damn.
I mean, it used to be for the first 3 years it was good, but the last one I was like, okay, maybe.
So
not.
for 3 years he took care of everything?
No, we did everything equally.
50-50.
How do you feel about your man having female friends?
I love it. I think it makes him like more empathetic. It makes him more of like, a good listener. I think feminine traits are typically like really like amazing traits, especially for men to have. So I feel like a lot of men are like raised in ways where it's harder for them to have like deep, emotional connections and talk about their feelings. But I think because he has so many female friends, he's able to like communicate really well with me.
But why do you think? Why do you think men? Well, why do you think men are pressured to, not show as much as their emotions?
That's a really good question. I feel like the patriarchy is like a huge thing, but I think just like from my life experience, like, I went to college, like I've been to a bunch of frat parties and observed a lot of male friendships, and they typically talk about like sports, or other girls, and I feel like I don't see a lot of men like having like one-on-one, like, like hangouts where, they're getting coffee and they're talking like really deeply about, I guess like their life, or I haven't observed it in my experience. And I don't know, that's like a deep question though.
We like to get deep here.
Yeah, I know that's.
How does your man feel about you having guy friends?
He's chill. He's supportive. Like I personally, like I want more guy friends. Like I don't have a lot of guy friends. I'm very much like a girl's girl. I connect better with females typically, but I have some few very special guy friends that I care deeply about, and he definitely doesn't get threatened, and it makes me happy because I feel like I can live freely and make connections, which I love doing.
So you could still spend one-on-one time with them
Yeah.
at the movies or at their house, and he wouldn't care.
Yeah, I mean, with my guy friends, like we're usually not at the movies or at his house. I feel like maybe we're like getting like dessert somewhere at a cafe, or I don't know, we're just like maybe going to the park or just chilling, going shopping.
But is there any reason why you would want to spend time with that man outside of your man?
Well, I think it's because like they're a human being, and if I have like a connection with them, then like I feel compelled to like explore that connection and build a friendship.
Now, what if you knew that they were into you?
Then I think like it would be different. Yeah, if they were into me, like I probably would communicate that to them, and if they're not okay with that or they're being disrespectful, then I wouldn't be friends with them.
What if I told you that you can use motion array
What if
to
I
improve your
told
videos
you
fast?
that? No,
For
thank
example,
you, buddy.
You can create
If you guys were all together and somebody tried to snatch her purse, well, wait, it's happened before?
Yes, at a club. After we eat, sometimes we went dancing and someone did go for my purse.
How'd you react to it?
I actually acted like I didn't even see it happen because she didn't have her purse on her. She put it behind her. So little by little, I just like moved in, and then I took it and I just looked at the guy like, we both know what you're doing and you're not going to do it. And he let go and he walked away, and it was kind of like a I caught you moment.
So, would you have wanted him to react any other way?
No.
No, I'm sure she'd like that. As long as you stand up for yourself and stand up for your woman, she's going to respect that. But if you don't stand up, guess what? She's going to lose respect for you.
Oh, I trust everything he does. I think he kind of has like a better gauge on how to react to situations because he has years on me. So I would trust him before I trust myself.
Now, as a man, how scary did it feel when you witnessed it happen and you had to go in for it?
Yeah, no, obviously it put me in a situation where it's like, okay, this is either going to be a very dramatic throwdown and things are going to have to get escalated, or I could just let the guy know, like, you just fucked up. It's in my hand. You can either let it go and I can let it go and just let you walk away, or I can cause a huge scene because you just got caught, and who knows where it would have went from there.
And what was going on through your head?
This is why, bro, you gotta make sure you pick the right woman. This is why I stress this. Because imagine you're with a woman who is no good. She's shit. She's worthless. She's over here fucking all the guys. Meanwhile, you're over here thinking she's a good girl. If you're put in a situation like this where you have to stand up for both of you as a man, you have to go face another man and do some shit that might potentially end with you getting fucking knocked out and your head hits the floor and you fucking die, or someone fucking stabs you, or someone shoots you. You have to put yourself and your life and your safety on the line. So you better make sure it's for a good woman. Better make sure it's for a woman that's worth something. Don't put your life on the line for no chick who is not worth anything and is cheating on you. Don't do it, bro. Make sure you pick the right woman.
Nothing, because I'm usually out of touch. That's why we walk together. I didn't even know it was happening. He's usually on the lookout. He's like my protector. I like to know what's going on, but at that time I had no idea. But I also...
Fellas, ladies like this, and not even just for the ladies, but for yourself. But ladies like this when you're on a date, right? And you're sitting, make sure you always sit facing the door so you can see who's coming in and who's coming out. Women feel more safe when you do that. Women don't feel safe when your back is to the door. Make sure that you make her feel safe by always watching the door. And you should do this for your own safety, because you don't know. For all you know, someone might walk in and try to rob the place or try to kill somebody and do a mass shooting, and you're not even aware. You have to have situational awareness as a man to always be looking around, always be peeping the scene, what's going on. That way, if a potential threat comes up, you can end that threat quickly.
know he would F anyone up because he's like the Hulk with his muscles.
What's the cheapest date you'd go on at 28?
Cheapest date? I don't know if there's a number on it. I don't really like expensive dates. I like unique date ideas. Like if a guy is like, oh, do you
want to go to an escape room, or do you? Damn, this old man right here, he's a freaky old man. Look how he's looking at that ass. But, something like an escape room or an art, something with art, some museum, think outside the box, guys. You guys need to stop being so boring, just movies and this and that, right? Think about things like escape rooms. Think about things like stuff where you guys draw together. They give you the canvas, or they give you the what do they call that shit? A vase, and you paint it. You do things like that. Activities that are enjoyable, that you guys can both do together and are not the same boring activities. Going kayaking in a river, going paddleboarding in a lake. Things outside the box. Women love that shit. Women love an adventurous man.
want to come like do
Freaky
pottery
old man. Okay.
or something? Like that's interesting.
What is
like
that?
if a guy is like, oh, do you want to come like do pottery or something?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was talking about. Pottery. Like I said vase, but pretty much the same shit. They give you that shit and then you paint it and do whatever the fuck you want on it.
Like that's interesting to me. It's like, oh, okay, I might try that out. I don't know how much that costs, but it's not super expensive.
And let me tell you why this is better than if you just go on a restaurant date, right? Because a lot of guys, you'll either go to the movies, which the reason why that's not the best, it can be a good movie, but if it's not, regardless of if it's good or bad, you guys aren't getting to know each other on a personal level. You guys are getting to know Batman on a personal level, but you don't know anything about each other. You're not advancing the date forward. You're keeping it at the same spot. Once you leave there, you still got to put in work to advance the date forward. As opposed to if you were doing a date like restaurant, it's okay, right? You guys are getting to know each other, talking. But a date like an activity, the reason why it's so good is because you're advancing the date as you go. Why? Because you guys are getting to know each other on a more personal level. When you do something like kayaking, right? You guys can joke around. She can stop paddling and you can have to paddle. You can say some joke about how you're the man and you have to take care of everything, right? Let's say you guys are playing mini golf. You get to have that competitive spirit and kind of show her and tell her that you're going to beat her. Like, you're not about to beat me, and, have that little funny banter back and forth. And you guys are just getting to know each other on a more personal level. So that in itself is already advancing the date forward. When you go on, something like movie date, it's not advancing the date. You got her to show up on the date, but you're not advancing it to where you want it to go. But guess what? When she's laughing with you, when you guys are having a good time, when she's seeing that competitive side of you, when she's seeing that funny side of you and all that, and maybe you can show her some of that seductive side of you as well, she's going to already be thinking she wants to go to your place. She wants to go get them doonies beat down.
I would assume.
Why is that more your style as opposed to what most women want in Miami?
I don't live in Miami, so maybe I'm an anomaly. But also, I don't drink. I don't like clubs. I don't like bars. Like I said, I'm pretty introverted, so those typical things are not as fun to me. I like new experiences. So usually my metric for if I'll go on a date is if it's an activity I'd want to do anyway. Like if it's a museum I want to go to, if it's a movie I want to see. But if it's just like, oh, let's go eat, I'd rather just eat at home.
Is it a red flag if a man drops too much, like $200-300 on a first date?
I don't know if it's
Trying
a
to
red
impress.
flag, but it depends on the context, but on its own, it wouldn't be a red flag, I don't think.
Okay. So it's just nothing wrong with a man trying to spend a lot of money to impress you up front?
If I felt like he was doing it to impress me, I don't love that, but no, not really.
Okay. What are your biggest red flags on a first date?
If you get too clingy too fast, like some people are like, oh, I'm going to date you right away. It's like, you don't even know me. That's one that I get a lot. Yeah.
From men?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is too much too fast. You need to back off.
So why is that so much of a red flag?
Because it means that they just hop into stuff without thinking about it. Look at the regrets later. I mean, when you or thinking about getting into relationship with somebody, you should look at all of the qualities of the person and actually like vet them before you actually jump into it, because it's like it's you're making a commitment to something, and why would you commit to something that you know nothing about?
What do I tell you guys? If you're gonna get into a relationship with a woman, make sure you vet her. My suggestion, 6 months to a year, because you actually have to get to know her. And when you're this type of man, the respect that your woman will have for you by the time you guys get into a relationship is gonna be way more than the respect of a woman who, you got into a relationship with her after like a week. Cause it's like you're just sold on her already. Okay, yeah, let's do it. But you're not valuable as much as the guy who, makes sure this is the proper woman to bring into his life. Let me make sure you're the proper woman because I have value to provide. And if I bring in the wrong woman, then I'm just wasting that. And that shows the woman, okay, this man's valuable. So make sure you vet your woman, bro.
Like why would you sign a contract to take a job not knowing what your benefits and
You don't know how much the pay is. Imagine that. Imagine someone is like coming in to apply, or someone's offering a job and someone just goes ahead and says, okay, sign me up, hire me. It's like you don't want to know any of the perks, any of the cons, any of the maybe how much you get paid. Isn't that important to you? No, just sign me up. Just sign me up. It's like, okay, I'm gonna trick this motherfucker. I'm gonna pay him $2 an hour. And then you're gonna say, fuck it, $2 an hour, that's perfect. That person seems desperate. They don't even seem like they have any value. As opposed to someone who goes in there and interviews the interviewer. Oh, okay, so how much did you say it was gonna be the pay? Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to you guys. I'm gonna think about that because it sounds like a great job. I just wanna kinda see my options and see what's the best route for me to take.
you know what I'm saying? Like insurance, like things like that.
Right. Fact. This is an ad. Fact.
Mr. Hormozy, what's going on, brother?
We'll make that first dollar.
How long you been together?
For a while.
For a while. So yeah.
How'd you meet?
Fucked up on an airplane.
Yeah, we met on a plane. In the
We
air.
were friends.
42,000 miles in the air.
Where-
Feet in there.
Where were you flying to versus you?
I was going to Thailand.
I was going to Bali, and we were flying out of JFK, and the first leg was to Qatar. So on the way there, I had the whole road to myself, as that would be an amazing story just to start with. But 4 hours into the flight attendant just pokes me on the shoulder and just goes, "Hey, there's someone needs to sit next to you."
And I said, I'm here to fuck up your day.
And the rest has been history.
The rest has been history.
How'd you stay connected if you guys didn't live in the same area and it was long distance?
So the beauty about that, and the most
Oh, her friends take care of her. Her male friends, they take care of her when, he's far, far away. They take very good care. And, as long as you're not insecure and you have trust and you make sure that she's in very good hands, in very, very good hands, it's going to work out, man. Just make sure she has male friends. Make sure you're not insecure. Make sure that, they take really, really good care of her. Extremely deep care. Okay?
kind of coincidental part about this is that she lived in Manhattan and I lived right across the river. So it was maybe 30 minutes away from each other. Even though we were kind of, still apart, I guess. We just kind of met up.
Instagram is the answer to your question.
Is there any reason why you haven't proposed to her yet?
It's been 7 months.
Is this the desirable truth right now?
Because it's been fucking 6 months.
No.
But when you know, right?
Absolutely.
We're moving in together this month.
We're taking steps.
So if you're going to move in together before marriage, what changes with the ring?
What changes with the ring?
The more months we live together, the more months he has to save for a good ring.
We live in New York. It's a little, it's called being smart.
Do you have any expectations for how much a ring should cost?
No, he loves me. I know he'll get a good ring.
I think, and I don't know if she could say whatever, but the ring doesn't matter. Obviously,
He'll buy me a ring pop and I'll say yes.
exactly. A ring pop should be okay for any person, right? And it depends on how much you care for the person and how much that.
That's true. When a woman loves you, it's not really, she doesn't really have all these, you have to do this and you have to have that. That's gold digger energy, okay? When a woman loves you, she's fine with whatever. And I'm not saying that you should get her shitty things, but she's fine with you guys going on a cheap date. She's fine with you getting her a ring that's not fucking $40,000. Why? Because she loves you. She's into you. She's not into the other things. When a woman is so into those other things, that's a red flag. Just know. You got to know which tool you're using, right? You don't use a hammer to fucking take a screw out. No, you use a screwdriver, right? And likewise, you don't use a screwdriver to hammer things into the wall. So you got to know what your tools are. When a woman's interested in all these other things, she's not really interested in you. Just know what her purpose is.
Actual love kind of coincides with what you actually believe in. But at the end of the day, obviously a ring in this day and age means a lot. The size of the ring, whatever. But that's more of a social thing. And at the end of the day, it depends on what the person can afford, right? Like, so if you can afford a lot and you want to show that to the girl, absolutely. If you can't, absolutely, it's totally fine no matter what. But the girl should love you no matter what. So.
Uber's here. All right, guys, that's the video for today. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you think about this? Is modern dating cooked? Or is it the man's fault? Or is it the woman's fault? Whose fault do you think it is? Do you think that women are out of control because women are just so evil and maniacal and crazy and manipulative and narcissistic? Or would you say it's the men? Would you say it's the fact that men are so soft and men are so weak that women get to act however they want? Which one do you think it is? Let me know down below and subscribe. Peace out, guys.